All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever felt that twitchy, restless feeling that just creeps in the second things go quiet? You know, that sudden, almost desperate need to fill the silence with pretty much anything? A random text, a quick scroll through a feed, a conversation about nothing? Today, we're going to dig into why that happens and how you can actually learn to enjoy and even have fun in your own company.
You know how it starts, right? You just pick up your phone for a second and then, bam, you're deep down a rabbit hole, just scrolling and scrolling to pass the time.
Or maybe it's this. The minute you're by yourself, this weird unease starts to set in. It's this feeling that you should be doing something else, or talking to somebody, anybody.
And does all that restlessness lead to this? You find yourself reaching out to people not because you've got something to share, but, honestly, just to fill the empty space.
So if any of that sounds familiar, there's a really simple explanation for it. You might just be running on external stimulation. I mean, our world is so hyper-connected that it's basically trained us to look outside of ourselves for entertainment. So, of course, we feel a little empty the moment all that noise stops.
So let's talk about the high cost of all this noise. You might think, what's the big deal? It's just a modern habit. But chasing that constant engagement, it actually has real consequences. It slowly drains you and complicates your life in ways you probably don't even notice.
And here's the real heart of the problem. When we interact with someone just because we're bored, we're not actually connecting with them. We're just using their presence as a distraction. And that simple mistake, well, it creates a whole bunch of issues.
Yeah, this is what happens. We get into this pattern of compulsive engagement. And because these little chats are so impulsive, they can easily lead to misunderstandings. We end up with these shallow attachments that just leave us feeling emotionally confused. And all that screen time, it causes serious fatigue, while our personal boundaries get totally blurred from feeling like we always have to be on.
And this quote, wow, it just nails the end result, doesn't it? We get so used to all that input from the outside world that we start to feel this kind of withdrawal when it's gone. We've literally forgotten how to feel complete all on our own.
But here's the good news. There is a super powerful antidote to all of this. Welcome to your mind's playground. And this is about way more than just self-care. It's about building real emotional independence by turning your own mind into a source of joy, a place you can go anytime you want.
So let's give our goal a name, the self-entertained mind. Now, what's so cool about this is that it's a trainable skill. It's the ability to make your inner world so rich and interesting that you just don't need all that constant noise from the outside to feel happy and fulfilled.
And when you start to build this skill, just look at what happens. You stop chasing after interactions and you start choosing them. That constant need to please everyone, it just fades away, and so does a lot of social anxiety. Being alone starts to feel comfortable, not awkward. You just start to genuinely enjoy your own company. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I actually do this? Well, welcome to the fun part. This section is all about how to play. This isn't some complex meditation practice, it's just a toolkit for learning how to have fun inside your own head. And the best news is, there isn't just one way to do it. There are two paths, so there's an approach here for everybody. If you've got a really wild imagination, you can totally lean into that. But if you're more of a practical, less imaginative thinker, don't worry, there are some super simple mental games that work just as well.
For all you imaginative folks out there, this is where you get to shine. I mean, turn folding laundry into a high-stakes spy thriller where you're defusing a bomb. Host a silent podcast in your head where you're the world's leading expert. Narrate your walk to the kitchen like you're a dramatic travel blogger. I mean, the possibilities are just endless and honestly, pretty hilarious.
And here's a technique that anyone can use. Sing your to-do list. It's as simple as it sounds. First, just pick a ridiculous style. Sing about needing to buy milk like you're an opera diva. Second, throw in an over-the-top accent. And finally, just perform. Turn that boring list of chores into a magnificent chorus. I promise you, it is impossible not to smile while you're doing this. Still not feeling the singing? No problem. Here are some more super simple games you can try. The chain thinking game. Just let your mind hop from one word to the next, like red to apple to teacher. No rules, no judgment. Or give the objects around you opinions. My personal favorite? Set yourself a totally absurd mental challenge, like trying to make your lunch with the stealth and precision of a ninja.
The most important thing here is to just start small. You don't need to block out an hour of your day for this. Your training ground is all that in-between time. You know, those dull moments, waiting for your coffee, standing in line at the store, your daily commute. Those are the perfect opportunities to start playing. All right, finally, let's talk about the payoff. Because when you practice this stuff, you're not just killing time. You are fundamentally changing your relationship with yourself and with the world around you.
So what is the payoff? Well, you'll see fewer misunderstandings in your social life because your interactions are intentional now. You'll stop overthinking and clinging to people for validation. You'll feel more mental clarity and emotional balance. Your creativity gets a huge boost, and that feeling of being totally drained after social events, it just disappears. But what's the ultimate goal in all of this? I think this quote just says it perfectly. You genuinely become your own favorite person to spend time with. Just think about how powerful that is. When you truly enjoy your own company, you carry that peace and joy with you everywhere you go. So here's what I really want you to take away from all this. Learning to entertain yourself isn't childish, and it's not silly. It's actually a sign of emotional maturity. In a world that is constantly screaming for your attention, the ability to amuse yourself isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. So how are you going to start using yours?